microphone for you. Mason, for starters, just how was it to have a coach back in the center?
Oh, it's good having him back and having our coaches back together in practice and in games, and he leads us, so it's having him back. So.
Paul, same question to you. How did it feel to have him back?
Yeah, it was great having him back this week, just getting to see him again and getting back to normal as a team, and I think we're only going to get better from here with having him back.
Mason, I think they had a 16-0 run in the first half. It was a close game, and they went on that run. Kind of was where they took control. What happened in that run where they were able to get a little separation?
I think we missed box outs. They got a bunch of second chance points, which separated them from us during that run. So, we just need to be better a little bit boxing out. So, yeah.
I think you've answered that run immediately with 7 or 8 in a row to get right back in it. Did you feel like them getting a couple, because you had kind of closed the gap there going into halftime, did you feel like it was important to start the second half strong, and then when they stretched the lead a little bit, that kind of hurt?
Yeah, I think that we were supposed to, we talked in at halftime to start the second half strong, first 4 minutes every single time we come on the court. So, and it's hard when they made all their shots. So, yeah.
Paul, in the first half, it seemed like they did a lot of their damage inside. Then in the second half, I think at one point they hit, or maybe it was late first half, but they started hitting threes a little bit. Did it feel like they just started making shots, or did it seem like maybe some of their success inside early on opened up some things on the outside?
I think a little bit of both. They're a really good team, and they can score in a lot of different ways. So we just got to be better as a team and work together better on defense to get stops.
How much of a factor did you feel like rebounding was?
It was a big factor for sure. We got to get better at that. We know that, and yeah, we're gonna do our best.
Anyone else?
You good? No.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To be honest with you, I don't even think it was our offense tonight. It was definitely our defense. We showed up for 40 minutes. I mean, when your defense is playing like that, your offense obviously gets going. And we were getting transition buckets, which is big for us, and that's how we play.
I knew you were going to say that. Matt, you guys obviously had a lot of success yourself inside. Did it seem like some of that success you had on the inside offensively kind of led to some of those open threes you got late in the first half, early in the second?
I think it started with on the offensive end, we really focused on getting a lot of ball screens early, and that really helped us out. And that got them spread out, and then it was just everything was open after that, it felt like. But like Zeke said, it really started with our defense.
What was the key to the defense then, as far as, was it just hustling to get stops, or was it what was the scheme? How did you have that kind of success on defense?
A lot of it was the guards did a great job tonight. Zeke, Mims, Alex, Tanner, and just really stopping their guards. They have a really good guard front, and then in the ball screens, we were just trying to keep Tassos from getting the pick and pop threes, so we were focusing on that too. And then the help side defense, we had a lot of good help side defense plays, blocks, charges, stuff like that.
Zeke, you guys only ended up 8 of 24 from 3, but I think you missed like 15 of your first 16 or something like that. Obviously, you warmed up there. Is there a little bit of a sense that you guys are going to find your footing from the three-point line here pretty quick?
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, we work on it every day in practice. We're going to continue to shoot open shots, and eventually they'll fall.
Matt, do you feel like you guys have some momentum? I mean, a couple road wins here in conference play is obviously really good. You've been playing well at home. Just how do you feel like how things are progressing, sort of?
Yeah, we're starting to feel better. We still have a lot of room to grow. Like I think we said the last couple post-game conferences, but we're going to keep working hard. We know we still can be a lot better, and we have to be a lot better if we're going to win this league.
Yes. What specifically are some of those things that that you feel that you guys really need to work on in order to make that run late?
I would say, honestly, just being consistent on both ends of the floor. Tonight we did a great job of getting the ball into the post and letting our bigs go to work, which gave us our inside-out game, put us in a great position to get open shots and great shots. And if we continue to do that, we will do special things in this league.
All right, thanks, guys.
Perfect. Thank
you.
Yeah, congrats to South Dakota State. Played very well. I thought where we really got hurt was about halfway through the first half. I think it was 16-15, and they pulled away a little bit. We came storming back. Max gave us a huge spark off the bench, and it came down to the end of the first half and just being able to rebound. And I think we did a very good job of that. And, as a basketball coach, we always have absolutes, so things that we do every day in practice. We defend things the same way every day in practice, and we weren't very good at our absolutes. And so we got to get better at them, right? We got to be better on defense, and we definitely got to be better rebounding. And those are the two things I'll talk about. And it's no secret, like we're not a huge team. If you look at our team, Tassos is listed at maybe 6'8". He's probably 6'7", right? Damani undersized. So we have to be scrappier and we have to be tougher on the glass to execute that rebounding wise. But I thought Dentlinger played great. Zeke Mayo is an excellent player. And we knew he was going to be really hard to guard. I think he had 19. Our goal was not to let anybody else have 20. And Dentlinger played really well inside. So credit to those guys. I thought they played extremely well. They're a good team. They're way better than their record. They've had a really tough non-conference schedule. So credit to those guys for playing really, really well.
You mentioned that 16-0 run in the first half. What did you feel like they were doing to get that run, especially because they were missing a lot of threes during that run early on?
Yeah. We were doubling the post, and when they throw it out, we were just flying out there like they were going to shoot it, and then they would just drive right past us in the paint. And once we call them blow-bys, where they just blow right past you, when you're giving up blow-bys over and over and over again, it's really tough to guard a team. And they're too good of a team for us to do that. I can't remember what they were in the first half from three. It wasn't great, but we were giving them just direct line drives to the rim. And our thing was at halftime, okay, if they take a three, let's contest it, but we got to keep the ball in front of us. And I think we did a better job of that in the second half, but we weren't great in the first half. And obviously that's how they got their run. So, some layups too, like, a ball screen, Dentlinger would roll and hit him and he'd score a quick layup. But it was mainly us closing out wrong on the perimeter and just getting blown by.
You mentioned, too, they go on that 16-0 run. I think you answered with 7 points in a row. Looked like you were maybe going to go into the half with some momentum, get it into single digits. But then I think they answered, and then they scored, I think, the first 2 or 3 baskets in the second half. Did that feel like that was clutch as far as them opening the half with a couple of points right when it looked like maybe you guys were going to cut into it?
Yeah, you want to be the aggressor to start the halves, right? And it's not a good feeling as a coach when you're not. You expect your team to be, but to go back to end the first half, it came down to the rebounding piece, what I talked about. So we score those 7 points, and we're fighting back in the game, and we're talking, hey, can we chip this thing to 5? And then we give up some offensive rebounds or foul them on those offensive rebounds, and it's just creating offense for them. So we got to be better on the glass. And then coming out of the half, you want to be the aggressor. You want to be the team to make that little surge to get back in the game, and we weren't. So you're playing from behind most of the second half, and that's a tough thing against a good team.
How'd it feel to be back?
It's great to be back. Yeah, it's great to be back. Way better than sitting on my couch just watching random basketball games. And I got to watch a lot of teams in our league play and got a really good feel for them. But it's different. I got obviously a different outlook on life because I couldn't. There's a chance I couldn't be here, right? So got a different outlook on our life. Got my family's life, and got a different outlook on our team a little bit as well. And we'll get there. I told the guys after the game. The last month has been really hard on everybody. And, I thought they handled it really, really well. I thought our coaching staff was excellent through that. And, we had a off week, and now they have a new coach. And that can be, it's new but old coach, right? And that can be difficult sometimes, and practices are different. I'm a high energy guy. I'm flying around at practice. We're doing toughness drills. And, sometimes I've been in this situation during COVID where I was the head coach, and I know it's different. So they were faced with something different this week, and ultimately I think it'll make us better, even though we might have taken a little step back.
I think some of those things you just referred to, being able to watch some games, take a step back, and maybe get a bird's eye view, that make you a better coach?
Definitely. I feel like I became a better coach. I should have charted how many college basketball games I watched. I would just sit there on the laptop and watch the Summit League games and cut film, but I'd also have games on the TV. And you can get it really figured out where you can watch games and you see when they start and just watch them throughout the night. And man, I lost some sleep because of it, but I'm bad. When I take medicine, I can't sleep anyways. So you're staying up. Some of those West Coast games are start at 10:30, so you're staying up late. But I learned a lot. I saw a lot. Casey Kasparauer does our offense, and he was probably overwhelmed because I would just write down the time. I'd go back and clip the clip and say, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And then Pat and Brandon were the defensive guys. And there's some different things we want to do. We didn't think we could handle it on a 1 week prep, but there's some small things I think we can change to help us defensively because I was sitting on the couch watching a lot of film and a lot of games. So, but I would have much rather have been here coaching our team.
I made mention to Herbie about it I think it was in the first half. There was a call on an out-of-bounds call. Looked like they got it wrong. And you came running across half court. I think it was Kelly had to tell you, get back, get back. You're moving pretty good there. And then Herbie made the joke that he's like, I bet that hurt for him to run across like that.
No, I'm not on any medicine.
Sorry.
Sometimes if I move the wrong way, there's some pain. But the adrenaline, it's adrenaline, I'm sure. I'm sure I'll wake up tomorrow morning super sore. I always made the joke, and I asked other head coaches this too, when you become a head coach again, you're like, when you're down in a stance or you're like bending over, you're flexing your muscles, right? And then you wake up the next day and you've been doing isometric holds with your quads and you're like, oh my, why is my quad cramping up? But it's because of the game. So I got to get back in coaching shape for sure. But no, that didn't hurt. I was just not happy with what happened on the court.
You knew that was your I'm back moment.
That was the I'm back moment. I didn't get a T, but no, it's great to be back. It really is. I said this in the podcast with Thayer this past week. I came to practice last week, and I was there, but I wasn't running practice yet. I wanted to be Pat Steele because I've been in that situation before, and it's hard when you're trying to be the head coach, and then you're getting stuff thrown at you like crazy during practice. So, but I told our guys this. It was a really special day to be around those guys, and outside of getting married or having kids, it was honestly one of the best days of my life. And I can honestly say that. And those guys don't know, I needed them way more than they needed me at that point. And it almost helped lift me up and say, okay, I got this. I'm coming back next week and it should be good. So, and I just didn't announce it this week because I didn't want there to be any setbacks, right? You just never know, knock on wood. But I just wanted to make sure I was good throughout the week of practice, and I felt fine, and I felt fine all game long. So full steam ahead moving forward and shouldn't have any issues.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, guys.
Yeah, obviously, first off, just really happy that Coach Peterson's able to be back with his team. Obviously, a tough situation that they all dealt with, and so for him to be able to, be back apart with guys that he loves, I'm sure, just like myself, is really important. So just hope he continues to get better and better, like his team will. I know he does a terrific job. But as far as tonight's game, really, really proud of our guys' effort. It's probably as good of a 40 minutes as we've played all year on both sides. Our guys' focus, our guys' togetherness was really, really special, and just proud of our guys' effort to come into a rivalry game like this and compete the way we did.
I hate to compare this team to last year's team because we've talked about how that's kind of silly, but did it feel a little bit tonight like this was sort of what you saw last year, the inside-outside, the defense leading to offense? I mean, it kind of looked familiar.
We played with a better pace offensively, yes, that's for sure, Zim. And like you said, I don't like really comparing it either. And we were 2 for 17 from the arc in the first half. But I want to say, I really did like the shots that we were taking. I liked the shots that we were getting. And that's really the only thing that I'm concerned about. I did really like the way we moved it better. We had 15 assists, and that's probably, I don't know if it's a season high, but it's got to be pretty darn close. And so I do like the way we shared the ball probably tonight better than we have most of the year.
I made that comparison, though, is you mentioned 2 for 17 or whatever it was from 3, but you also went on a 16-0 run during that stretch by getting it inside, and then right around the time they ended on that run, going a little mini run of their own, then you start hitting threes.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And they were timely ones. You're right, Zim, because they did get it back to 8, I think, there in the first half, late in the first half, and we were able to stretch it back out to 14, which I think was really important that we won those last 4 minutes because it gave us momentum going into the locker room. But we're still a work in progress. I mean, I think we've made the most strides on the defensive end, and that's really what led us to being more efficient tonight offensively.
How about rebounding? That was obviously a pretty big factor, too.
Yeah, it's been something that, we've talked a lot about, and I've mentioned it a lot of times to the press, that it's something that's going to dictate a lot of times the outcome of the game that we play in. And it's on both sides now. You can make an impact on the glass if you make a better effort on the offensive glass, too. And we would struggled a little bit offensively, not a little bit. At times, we struggled a lot offensively. So we talked about trying to find different ways to get possessions, to create more opportunities, and our guys are taking that to heart.
Gee, I think it was like New Year's Eve or something when you got a big win in that game. And we talked a little bit about the confidence of this team and how you said, I feel like it's coming along. Well, now this is a pretty big win. It's a rivalry game. It's on the road. This is a tough place to win. I'm not going to ask you about the confidence again, but just how much does a win like this add to what you were already feeling like you were kind of starting to get built?
It was a tough 3-game road stretch, and we went 2-3. And then Fargo last Thursday, we gave ourselves a chance to win, too. And so we're gaining ground. And I certainly don't believe we're a finished product. I know after tonight they feel a little better about themselves, and we need to build on that. We still have a long ways to go, but we are making strides. And like I said, it has started on the defensive end. But I'll also say this, there's nobody that has more expectations for our program than what's inside of it. And we've taken some bumps. We've taken some hits. And what I'm probably most proud about, obviously the improvement is good, but we've never lost faith in each other. We've stayed together and kept that faith.
Well, I'm the Yankee guy, so I got to ask about Moore's. He's kind of, as the season's progressed, his role is definitely increased. What's allowed him to go from coming off the bench to starting these last few games?
Yeah, we always knew it was going to be a process. Obviously, when Matthew committed to us, everybody had such huge expectations. He's going to come save South Dakota State's program. And we all understood that it's going to take some time. But I'll say this, he works tremendously hard. He's an incredible teammate. But really what's probably changed a little bit of our dynamics of our team was it felt a little stuffy, to be honest with you, before Christmas. We played Matt and Will a lot together. And the paint was just stuck. It was just stuffy. So we decided that we put Matthew in the starting lineup. We thought he'd be able to space the floor a little bit. I felt like he maybe be a little bit more comfortable out there. And he certainly looks that way. He's gaining confidence every single time we step on the floor. We believe in him. His teammates believe in him. He's a great person to have in our locker room. And he's just going to continue to get better and better and more comfortable.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.